Hi guys, this is Engineer HLDC, and for this video, we will try to solve this problem. So sabi dito guys, hoisting beam ABC is clamped at B and is anchored by 2 bolts at A. So may mga given na rin po class na parameters. So there we have the value of P, so which is this from the figure. So 80 kN load daw po siya. And then yung distance A, which is this 1 meter, and this distance B is 2.5 meters. And then each bolt has a diameter of 22 millimeters. And then the area of contact at B, which is here, okay, sa plate at B is 200 mm by 150 millimeters. And then we also are provided with the allowable bolt tensile stress. So, ibig sabihin, after such, we can consider na yung bolt ay mag-fail, if ma-exceed natin yung stress po na to. So, 145 MPa. So, ang tinatanong guys ay determine the tensile stress in the anchor bolts, determine the bearing stress of the plate at B, and determine the maximum load P that the assembly can lift based on the allowable bolt capacity at A. So, yan. May figure na po tayo, guys. So, para masagot natin yung mga ganitong problem na hindi imposible lumabas sa board exam, ay gagamitan natin ito ng knowledge natin sa statics and strength of materials. So, simulan na natin, guys. So, una natin sagutin yung tensile stress sa bolt. Alright? So, para makuha natin yung stress, so, syempre, una muna natin kunin yung force na kine-carry po niya. So, to do that, so, mag-statics muna tayo, no? So, ang gawin natin, isolate muna natin itong bar po na ito, okay? And lahat ng connected na parts po sa kanya. Alright, so for example, something like that. So mapansin mo class, pinutol ko partially, okay, yung anchor bolt, meaning, pag pinutol, ma-expose yung internal reaction po niya. And ito, yung kable dito, pinutol ko lang din, just to indicate na merong force na transfer po dito. Okay, so ano-ano po yung mga forces na dapat nating makita? 4 na bagay. Weight, external forces, internal forces, and reaction. So let's start with the weight. So wala naman pong nabanggit tungkol sa weight po netong main element na to, so we have to neglect it on our calculation. Next, external. So actually, yung force P na to, siya yung magiging external load po dito, no? So let us indicate it, okay, as an external force amounting to 80 kilonewtons. Alright, so what's next? Internal. So yung internal dito po yun sa pinutol nating anchor bolt. So mapansin mo class, dito kasi may kapasidad umikot yung structure po natin. So mapansin mo, hihilahin dito pababa. So pag hinila mo pababa dito, aangat itong portion na to. So, syempre, to maintain equilibrium, kailangan niyang lumaban. So, kailangan niyang humila rin pababa. So, let us create a force here. Okay, going downward. So, since the force is acting away from the cross-section, imagine there's a cross-section here nung bolt. So, palayo. So, we can say that this is a tensile force. Okay, but remember, sabi po sa problem, dalawa daw po siyang bolt. So, indicate natin ito class as dalawang T or dalawang tensile force. Okay, taking into account, again, na yung T na sinulat ko dito is yung force kada anchor bolt, para hindi po tayo magkalituhan. Yung T ay nagre-represent ng tensile force kada anchor bolt. Alright? So next, mapansin mo, dalawang downward force na yan. So malalaglag yung element po natin, no? So para hindi malaglag, so at B, there should be a resistance, going upward. So sabihin yung hinge dito sa B, so should resist upward. Okay? So tawagin natin siyang BV. Alright? And dahil hinge po siya, so may kapasidad po siyang mag-resist ng horizontal force, but as you can see from the figure, wala namang horizontal, no? Pero, para kumpleto lang yung forces natin, so lagyan pa rin natin, no? Okay, sabihin natin BH. But again, we know that this is basically equivalent to 0 kasi wala naman siyang kailangang pigilan or i-resist. Okay, so basically, we have here 3 unknowns, no? T, BV, and BH. So, 3 unknowns, kaya ni statics kasi ito po ay isang rigid body. So, kaya natin gamitin yung equilibrium of a rigid body. So, ang target natin class ay tensile stress sa anchor bolt. So, therefore, we must focus on determining the value ng force na kine-carry ng bolt, which is yung P. So, to do that, ang magandang gamiting equilibrium equation ay mag-moment tayo sa B. Okay? Para eliminate yung mga forces sa B. So, let's start with itong T, no? Okay? So, but before that, yan, sulat muna natin class yung mga dimensions as provided. So, this is 1, okay? And this is 2.5. Okay, paikutin na natin tong 2T. So, it will rotate at B on a counterclockwise motion. So, write it natin as negative 2T. And then, the moment arm with respect to B ay 1. Okay, next. Ito, hindi na iikot yung dalawa. So, next dito tayo. So, yung force at C will rotate at B on a clockwise motion. So, this is a positive moment. 80, tapos yung distance, 2.5. And then, wala nang ibang force. So, we can now close it to 0 and solve for T. So, T is 100 kilonewtons. Alright? And after that, yan, solve na natin class yung normal stress sa anchor bolt. So balikan natin yung konsepto ng stress, no? Basically, itong normal stress ay parang simple stress lang, no? Na equivalent nga lang yung class of force over area. Pero balikan natin class, para maintindihan natin. Okay, considering na ito halimbawa yung cross section involved. So, tapos, siya po yung area, no? Tawagin natin A. And then, halimbawang may dinadala itong area na to na force P, no? Nakatulad po niyan, no? Pwedeng tension, katulad nung nasa figure, or pwedeng compression. Kapag compression, going to the area naman yung direction ng force. So, if the relationship between the force and the area is perpendicular, so ang madedevelop dito class ay normal stress. Or, to be specific, no, average normal stress. When we say average, no, we are saying na on the average, no, kahit sa ang portion dito sa area na to, magke-carry ng same amount of stress level. No? Pero there are instances na hindi pare-parehas yung amount ng stress, no? Okay, pero for other topic na 'yon, no? So again, ayan, force should be perpendicular to the area. So may dalawang way class, no, para masolve ang stress. Okay, una, pwede tayong mag-analyze ng single bolt, no? So analyze natin sila individually. So, okay, stress. So ano po ba yung force being carried by a single bolt? Okay, that is yung isang T. Ano po ba yung area ng isang bolt? Eh di area bolt. O, tapos substitute na lang natin class, no? So for the T, yung calculated na 100. Pero class, pag nagsosolve kasi tayo ng stress, usually the magnitude or yung unit na gusto natin class would be in MPa, megapascal, no? Or that is equivalent to Newton per millimeter squared. So usually gusto natin yung force na ka-newtons and the area in millimeters squared. So convert lang natin ito to newtons. So by multiplying it with 1000 newton per 1 kilonewton. So makancel yung kilonewton. And for the area, okay, so sabi class, siya daw ay 222, no? So area, okay, for each bolt would be pi d squared over 4. Okay, using your calculator, so the answer would be 263.1 megapascal. Alright, so this is one way. Ngayon, usually, pwede natin gawin itong analyze mo siya as a group. So remember class, you can only analyze as a group if you are so sure na yung stress doon sa lahat ng area ay pare-parehas. Okay? Kasi there are instances na, halimbawa, ano ba ibig sabihin ng as a group? Pag sinabi mo as a group, as one, no? Yung dalawang area, gagawin mo siyang as one. Tapos, kukunin mo yung total force carried by the two area. Pero again, you have to be sure na yung stress level sa isang area at yung stress level sa isang area is the same, no? May instances kasi na hindi parehas yung stress. Paano yun? For example, yung isa mas malaki yung force na binubuhat, yung isa mas maliit. O, hindi na parehas yung stress level. Or di kaya, yung isa mas malaki area, yung isa mas maliit area. So, hindi rin parehas yung stress level. But in this case, parehas naman T ang binubuhat, tapos parehas din yung area nila or yung diameter nila na 22 millimeters. So, ibig sabihin, parehas yung stress. So, ganito lang naman yung class, no? Okay, stress is equal to yung total force na binubuhat, which is yung 2T. Okay, tapos yung total area na nagre-resist, which is yung 2 area ng bolt. So, mapansin mo, makakancel lang naman yung 2 over 2 dyan. Or yan, calculate nyo lang ulit class. Okay, that the answer should be the same. Okay? Next, determine the bearing stress of the plate at B. So, ibig sabihin yung kailangan naman nating forces yung nasa B. So, meron naman na tayong T. Yan, sulat muna natin. So, para masolve na yung force sa B, so we can now use summation of force vertical equals 0. So, let's consider going up as positive. So, yung 2T pababa. So, negative 200. Yung BV pataas. So, positive BV. Tapos, yung P ay pababa. So, negative 80. So, wala nang ibang vertical force. We can now close it to 0. So, as simple as that, we now have the vertical force at B to be 280 kilonewtons. And then from there, we can now calculate the bearing stress of the plate at B. So ano nga ba class ang bearing stress? So ang bearing stress naman class na de-develop if there are two bodies na in contact to one another, no? May dalawang magkaibang bagay na nagdidiinan. Okay? So for example class, no? Gawin muna tayo dito ng example. Ang common example na pinaka nakikita natin class, no, na application sa civil engineering ay yung sa foundation pressure, no? Okay, so halimbawa ito yung footing ng structure po natin and then nakapatong po siya sa lupa. So guess naman natin class yung column, okay, magta-transfer ng loads, so tawagin natin PB. So kung column lang sana yung pag-uusapan, okay, with respect to the column, normal yan, no? Normal stress kasi with respect to the area of the column, perpendicular yung PB. Pero as you can see, syempre yung PB na yan after sa column, pag nabuhat na ng column, matatransfer na siya dun sa footing. At ang gagawin ng footing, itatransfer niya sa lupa. So, with that case, magkakaroon na ng contact between the footing and the soil beneath it. So, doon na po class madedevelop yung bearing stress. So, yung area involved would be this. Alright? And yung stress would be between dun sa two contacting bodies. Okay? Nakikilalanin natin as bearing stress. So, the same as to the normal stress, okay, the relationship between the force and the area should be perpendicular, no? Pero yun nga lang, dapat may dalawang bagay na nagdikit, no? Which is, mapansin mo dito sa main structure natin, no? Yung hinge nakapatong dito sa plate at yung plate nakapatong dito sa concrete. So, between the plate and the concrete, may bearing stress po madedevelop. Okay? So, kunin na natin class. Bearing stress. So, ano po ba yung force na magkokos na magdikit yung dalawa? That is yung BV. Okay? Tapos, ano po ba yung area of contact? So, that is yung, basically, yung area ng plate. No? So, we substitute. Okay? Yung calculated BV, 280. Okay? Convert natin to newtons. And area ng plate, so according to the problem, it is 200 mm by 150 mm. So, we substitute. So, there we have it. Okay, bearing stress is 9.33 megapascal. Alright, so last question. Determine the maximum load P that the assembly can lift based on the allowable bolt capacity at A. So, tinatanong kung sasagarin natin bago masira yung bolt hanggang magkano yung force P na po pwede nating i-apply dun sa end C. Okay? So, dito magbabaliktad lang class. No? Kanina kasi ang given is P, sinolve natin yung T, tapos nasolve natin yung actual stress sa bolt. Dito naman, magkakaroon tayo ng value ng T based on its capacity, tapos saka natin masosolve yung P later on. So, simulan natin class, bolt capacity. So, yung bolt capacity depende sa allowable bolt tensile stress na given, which is, ang sabi sa problem, this is 145 megapascal. So, gagamitin lang natin class, no, yung same equation kanina, no? Normal stress is yung force T over yung area ng bolt. So, sasagarin lang natin yung stress hanggang 145, tapos hindi natin alam yung T, alam natin yung area, so masosolve natin yung T. Okay? So, that yung T na kaya niyang buhatin bago siya tuluyang masira ay 55,119.24 newtons, or kung kilonewtons, that is 55.12 kilonewtons. Okay, tapos, last step, mag-moment na lang tayo sa B, equal to 0. Let's consider clockwise as positive. So, same equation lang po kanina. Okay, 2T, negative kasi counterclockwise, and then yung P, clockwise with moment arm of 2.5. And then you substitute yung calculated value of T. So, there you have it. Okay, maximum P na kayang buhatin ay 44.10 kilonewtons. So, that's all for this video, guys. So, for more contents like this, do not forget to like, follow, and subscribe. So, see you on our next video lecture, guys. And God bless us all.